Welcome to Handmade Happiness, a podcast where we pause and reconnect with the traditional skills that nourish the body, mind, and soul. We're here to inspire you on your journey to live more intentionally. So grab your favorite project, pour yourself a cup of tea, and join us each week as we weave together stories, traditions, and skills that help us reconnect with what truly matters. Hey there, and welcome to the Handmade Happiness Podcast. I'm Jessica.
I'm Thomas.
And we are so glad that you're joining us today. We are going to have a conversation today about handmade gifts. So just a week or two ago, I saw somebody post, and their post was, let's normalize handmade gifts. Because let's be honest, the holidays has gotten bananas. When you look at the catalogs from the companies and you see these commercials, the advertisements that these companies have, where people are buying each other
hi, honey, I bought you a truck for
and
Christmas.
cars like crazy expensive, like it's just ridiculous. And then people feel like they have to keep up with that. They feel like they have to have these really extravagant gifts to give to people, and so they work themselves like crazy trying to afford these things, and they're buying them on credit and working forever to pay it off. The thing is broken or gone before they even get all the debt paid off.
Yeah.
And all of that is like, you're totally missing the point, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things we were very intentional especially even the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Is just like the gifts that we buy for our kids. I don't want to buy them a pile of plastic, not because it's plastic, but because it doesn't mean anything, right? Like you said, 3 months down the road, where's this? Oh, I lost the top to it. Well, what about this? Oh, it needs batteries. What about this? Oh, I think I left it in the yard.
Yeah.
There's no value there.
And there's this balance. So you see some people on one end of the spectrum where it's like you buy all of these things so that you have this pile of presents and everybody has all this stuff. And then you have the other end of the spectrum that's like anti-commercialism. We're not buying any gifts.
Yeah,
we're not doing that.
Totally minimalist.
And for us, we celebrate Christmas. We celebrate this amazing gift that God has given us. And part of that celebration of that is being generous with other people. Like, we've been given awesome gifts. Let's give and be generous with other people. So we still do gifts. We want to have them. We want to do stuff, but we don't want to.
It should mean more than just, here, I spent money on you.
It shouldn't be about the dollar amount. Like, oh, look, you got this $100 gift. And now I feel like I have to give you a $100 gift too, because you gave me a $100 gift. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Like tit for tat.
So we are going to take a little bit of time just diving into this conversation about handmade gifts, give you some ideas for some things that you can do if you're looking to handmade gifts. And again, for us, celebrating people, it's really about the time that we have together, the thought that you put into things, the being present there with them and spending time with them. Like, the gift is just like,
well, like my family, I have a big family. I'm the oldest of 9 kids. And so for us, it doesn't make sense to try and do gifts for everybody. It's just, it's like overwhelming, right? What we want most for the holidays is to see each other, right? And so we are intentional. We have a thing where about every 3 or 4 years, we just have all agreed, like, hey, this is the year we all get back together for Christmas as best we can. And not all of us are able to make it every time that we do that, but we are intentional about doing it in such a way that the most of us can all be together at one place. And we don't do a lot of gifts. We do maybe for the little kids, right? But it's about spending time together and catching up and eating a bunch of good
food together.
And there's games, so much more value in that.
Yeah.
I have lots of memories from the last couple of Christmases that we've hung out together. I don't remember a lot of the gifts. You know, I mean, it's the same with our kids. If you ask them, what was your favorite thing about last Christmas? They don't say, oh, I liked that G.I. Joe thing that you bought. No, they're like, oh, I liked when we went and did blank. I liked the pie that you made. Right? They remember the time investments, like you were talking about. And that slowing down for that's a gift in and of itself.
Yeah.
Right. Taking the time and stopping and saying, you know what, I could be running and doing this. I could be planning this and be having all this stuff going on. But I choose to dedicate this whole block of time to just being with the people that I love. So
Yeah. And there's lots of different things you can do. One of the things I love is that making gifts to give is
Like
something
things to eat.
that we can do as a family with our kids.
Yeah.
The kids, they don't have money to go to the store and buy all of the people that they know gifts, but they can use the things that we have around the house to make gifts for people, and something super sweet. So our youngest son just celebrated his 6th birthday, and came into my daughter's room about a week ago, and she had this bluey birthday banner all laid out on the floor where she
made
had printed and cut, and she was putting together this banner that was going to be a gift to celebrate and honor her brother by using some things that he thought, like bluey is like his favorite.
Yeah.
And so she, knowing that, took that, knew that he liked decorations and making things special, and that was her way of making something for him that she knew that he would appreciate and enjoy.
Yeah.
It didn't require
Cost
her
nothing.
to go to the store and buy anything. And he loved it. And he came in and saw it. Oh, look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
he saw, that was a really special thing. And so getting the kids involved, we, for many, many years, have made cookies or different treats to give to neighbors and to give to teachers and give to friends.
Garbage men.
Yeah. Your family growing up, y'all always made.
Yeah, we always did cookies, and then we would give to our neighbors, and specifically we would take cookies to the trash guys because they work hard and it's cold, and they pick up the trash even when it's cold or when it's raining. And so what was interesting was we would give these cookies to our trash guys, and man, our trash was always done. It was always clean, right? Like they didn't spill. You know how trash guys sometimes are notorious for the can fell over, oops, and they just leave it. No, man, they would pick up all the stuff and they would wave at us when they drove by. And so in a way, we built a sort of quasi relationship with them just from being nice.
Yeah.
And it didn't cost, I mean, cookies, they cost us, what, 50 cents to make a batch of cookies? But those guys appreciated it. Yeah. Now just the eggs cost $3. But that was something that spoke directly to those guys that said, hey, we see you and we care about you.
And we appreciate you. And yeah.
And because really, at the end of the day, that's what it's not that hard to tell people, I see you, right?
Right.
You're visible and somebody cares about you. And so that's the whole point.
Yeah. Is taking time to see the people.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so that I was just going to say, one of the things that you can do is give gifts of food. So cookies, brownies, bread. If you are into making jams and preserves, you can make a jam and then put a loaf of bread with it. Or
if you're super nice, you could share the smoked duck that you raised on your pasture and put in your smoker and cooked. I'm not that nice. I don't share ducks with people. But if you were that person, you could do that as well.
Yeah. And that's a great way to get the kids involved. Again, our kids help us bake all the time. And so if you get them involved in baking that gift and packaging that gift, and then they can be the one to give it, it helps them in a time of year when it can so easily be all about the things that they want and like, ooh, I want this, I want this, or being sad that they don't have that thing. Turning that around and giving them an opportunity to be generous and give something to someone else is a really important experience.
How can I serve someone else instead of them serving me?
Yeah, so food gifts.
The other thing you can do is more specifically handcrafted items, handmade things, whether it's woodworking or something that you made, like we have so many things, the balms and salves and soap bars.
So if you're into DIY
candles,
skincare stuff,
quilts,
and
right. If you're somebody who quilts, it's a lot of work, but
well, I'm even thinking, like, I remember your mom. If you have a sewing machine at all, your mom, she's made pillowcases for everyone before, and she picked fabrics and things that she knew were kind of custom for that person and what they like, what she thought they would like, the colors they liked, or the characters. Like she made you that Curious George pillowcase.
Yeah.
Pillowcase is
like, go anyway?
Super easy. It's in the cabinet.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I hope you didn't get rid of it.
No, it's super. That's one of those things that's super easy to make. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of skill. If you can sew a straight line, you can make a pillowcase. And it was something that, like, when we got it, we were like, hey, this is useful, and it is custom just for me.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
It says I put thought into this,
Yeah.
right? Because
She's
again,
made-
she made them for everybody,
She's made
and each one
little
was different.
felt tie blankets for the kids before, and again, you literally go and
And
buy
our
a
daughter
piece,
sleeps with hers
a
every
piece
night.
of the fleece, and you cut the ends and you tie it together, and there you have a gift. And you didn't have to really have any skills whatsoever. Kids make those all the time. So.
Well, and again, whatever your strong suit is. So if you're an artist, make somebody some art. I have art here. My sister's an artist, and we actually bought a painting from her. She did a decoupage, if you will. And it's fantastic. We commissioned it and we asked for it, and it looks amazing. But she does art for people. She does, and so whatever it is that is your thing
like
to do.
We have the painting that your Nana painted that Papa
Yeah.
made a custom barn wood frame for this painting, and so we have this painting that hangs on our wall that reminds us of both Nana and Papa.
Yeah, my grandmother has passed, and she had made several paintings. So one year, he made picture frames out of some of the reclaimed wood that he had from an old barn on his property, and he framed a bunch of her paintings and gave them to all of the grandkids. And so that was super meaningful because it's grandma's painting, but he took the time to make the frames. And that really...
And picked ones that he was like, oh, I think they'll like this one.
Yeah. And so again, huge amounts of meaning and intentionality and time investment. And that's one of the things I think that most people... That's honestly why a lot of Americans don't do homemade gifts, is because time investment. Yeah. It's so much easier for us to spend money on people
to go on Amazon and just hit order, and it shows up at your door 2 days later. And
you can shop Amazon in your PJs in bed. You can't do a woodworking project in your PJs in bed
while you're watching TV.
You can't bake bread. You can bake bread in your PJs, but you can't do it in bed, right? You can't do it on the fly while you're in traffic coming home from work. You have to dedicate time to that thing, and that I think is a lost art of telling someone that you care about them with a gift of your time.
Yeah.
So, what else? You can do, of course, we talked about like skincare stuff, anything.
Yeah. And so if you
can upcycle.
If you're wanting to try to make some of these skincare things, I've got a couple videos up already and blog posts with instructions. There's more coming out in the coming weeks so that you'll have lots of different options for things that you can try to make yourself.
Sure. And if you're mass producing, right? Let's say you're making soap bars for everybody. You can do that in batches, right? So if you're saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to do soap bars for the girls.
Make jam for, all of the kids' teachers or whatever. If you're going to make I know when I was a teacher, I would always get these, you would get the Walmart gift set that had the little lotion or
with the soap that smells
body wash
horrible.
Or whatever. And instead of just going and buying that off of the shelf, you could make all of the kids' teachers a hand lotion. And again, the hand lotion, the lotion that I have on the site, you can make a huge batch of it, and it takes maybe 15 minutes start to finish. That's including like putting it in the containers and sealing it. It takes less time than going to the store to buy that thing. But you can make it smell exactly how you want it to smell.
I was going to say, you can customize. The other thing is you can customize the fragrance.
Really quality stuff. So it's good stuff that would cost you a fortune if you were going to buy that kind of product in the store. Yeah. Now you're able to give this really high quality thing.
Well, they can even customize each fragrance for each person. Yeah. So you can do it in a batch, but then you can make each one smell different depending on who you're giving it to, right? My mom is really into roses and rose scent. Some people not as much. They want more of a neutral scent or more of a fresh spring or mint or whatever. So there's lots of ways where you can still mass produce, especially if you like us. There's like 1 million people in our family when you combine them all. So it's nice to be able to kind of mass produce, but then still personalize each gift and make it mean something to them. Yeah.
You also are going to have to, so if you're going to do this, you touched on it briefly, that this does require some thought and it does require some time. So you're going to have to kind of change your mindset, and you're going to have to make a plan. So just like you would, maybe you don't. You should if you don't.
You should.
I know even when I'm purchasing Christmas gifts, I'll make a list of whoever I need to get gifts for, and I'll kind of write down ideas of what I think that person might like. write out that list. Like,
Mhm.
who do you need to make gifts for? What kind of gifts do you think, what are you able to make, and what do you think those people would enjoy and appreciate? Obviously, I'm not going to make somebody jam if they're diabetic and they're not even going to eat it. I want to make sure that the gift goes with the person, but then make a plan.
My
and
dad
then,
probably doesn't need skincare products.
he probably doesn't want to share Pooh
He
Bar.
does- yeah, no.
He doesn't
Yeah,
need
my
to share
dad
Pooh
is
Bar.
balder than I am. So.
But once you have that list, then you make a plan and you can look at the calendar, and instead of, okay, I'm going to spend this Saturday going to the stores and shopping for all of these things that I have on my list, I'm going to spend this Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and get all the supplies so that on this Saturday I can make this gift and this gift and this gift, and I'll have this batch and I can give it to all these people. And now you've just knocked off a huge part of your list. But you have to make a plan, and you have to make time to make that happen, because if not, the week before Christmas is not the time to try to make everybody a gift. You'll go crazy.
I like what you said earlier about involving your whole family. So if you're somebody who has kids, your kids always want to, I know our kids always, when can we go Christmas shopping? Let's go do this and this and this. And involving your kids in that process and making them part of whatever it is that you're making, that is another layer of involvement, right, for that person. So not only is it your time, but your kid's time. So I know as a parent, when my 6-year-old comes and is like, Daddy, look, I made this for you, right? That means a lot to me, even if it's arguably a drawing of an elephant, if he says so, right? But the point is that he took time, thought about me, and then came and did something specifically because he thought it would make me happy, right? If you're a parent or a grandparent, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a kid and you don't understand, just trust us. It matters, right? It means something when you thought about that person and invested your time and efforts into doing something you hoped would make them happy. Odds are they're going to end up being happy, right? So bringing in the whole family and turning it into a from our family to you, that kind of situation. And then also just keeping the focus about the person, not the stuff, right? So it's a lot easier to be thoughtful when you're making a gift. Like you said, all of my sisters appreciate a jar of homemade jam. Some people would not. And it's easier to, I think it's easy to personalize gifts. Sometimes when you go shopping, you're like, well,
and you're just
this is about the right dollar amount, right? But
whatever is on the shelf.
Right. You can't. Sometimes you can't really find the perfect gift or the great gift.
And people are you're just giving them something
stuff so
to give
you
them
don't come
something that kind of, like you said, equals a dollar amount that you kind of had in your mind.
Right. You're like, oh, what's our budget, and divide by X amount of people, and that's just not a great way to do anything really. But especially a holiday where you're trying to say, hey, you matter, and that's why I'm giving you a gift. So, and then identifying we haven't talked about this, I think, in much detail, but creating traditions that you and your family participate in. That's something that we didn't realize until we had our kids. We had this epiphany, like, hey, we get to create our own family traditions.
Like, we had traditions from, like, I had my own from growing up, that things that my family did, and you had your own.
Yeah, we always open Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve. That's how my family does things. And we did Christmas
morning because Santa had to come and leave the stocking and the presents.
So of course, now that we're married, we open on Christmas morning because no, but we recognize, like, hey, we don't have to have our family's traditions get created haphazardly. Like, we can intentionally choose. For our family, we're going to do this, right? And so one of the things that we just, for whatever reason, we decided on Christmas morning, she always makes sausage cheese balls. Our kids look forward to, I look forward to sausage cheese balls on Christmas. You can't have Christmas without sausage cheese balls. You also can't have Christmas without Christmas socks. You must be wearing Christmas socks, right? That came from my family, but it's something we said, hey, it's fun, let's do it with the kids. And so now...
Even pajamas. So
Christmas PJs.
One year I was just like, oh, all these Christmas PJs, they're so cute. And we can open the Christmas PJs on Christmas Eve, and they can wear them on Christmas Eve, and then you wake up on Christmas morning
And everybody has their
underneath
cute PJs
Well,
for nice photos.
you do things once or twice, and you don't realize, but the kids then they're like counting on that. So now
we can't open gifts without
we
PJs.
walked into the store to get some groceries the other day, and the Christmas pajamas were right up front when you walked in the store.
Yeah.
And one of the kids was like, "Hey, look at these Christmas jammies. You should get us these Christmas jammies." And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, I wasn't really going to do Christmas jammies this year," but that's become part of their tradition, something that they look forward to. Is
well, and on that note, if that's something that adds value and joy for them for Christmas, that's not a big deal for me and her, but it is now.
Yeah.
Right? Because we know that that matters to the kids. That's something they look for. And so again, she and I can open Christmas presents like under the covers after about 9:30 when we finally wake up. But for the kids, if that's something that's important to them, then go with it, right? Why not have a tradition because it means something to someone else?
And
again, that's the
they
point.
need new jammies anyway.
Yeah, they wear them out. They're all threadbare by the end of the year anyway, right? So additional to sharing value and giving meaning to your gifts, one of the other things is that you want to save time, right? Because we want to invest our time, but we also want to reduce our time expenditure and reduce our stress at the holidays, because everybody, for whatever reason, is stressed at the holidays. I think that one of the reasons people are stressed at the holidays is because they have this huge list of gifts that they feel like they have to go buy and spend a bunch of money on.
They are working crazy hours to try to pay for. Yeah.
But so, like you said, plan ahead, set realistic goals, right?
And I have an example for this one. So
go ahead.
I haven't even told you this yet, and hopefully the kids can't hear us. They're in the other room.
Yeah, they're watching the movie.
Our kids really love hoodies, and now that we live somewhere where it's cold, I was thinking, I had the thought to make the kids quilted hoodies for Christmas, which I think will be awesome, and I think they'll love them. But
quilted hoodies are in.
They are in. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Go look at the store. There's like quilted stuff everywhere.
Lovelife.com.
I can teach you how to quilt so that you can be in on the trend. But one of the things, being realistic, I know what's on my to-do list from here until Christmas. It's pretty full. I've got a lot.
I don't have a list, but I promise you, she has a list from here till Christmas
that I already have to be doing.
Yeah.
I have some coats and things that I'm making for other people that people have ordered
sewing
from me already.
projects and stuff.
So I know that I probably won't have the time to piece and quilt the thing that I'm then going to turn into their hoodie. Yeah. But I have a stack of quilts that I've picked up over the years from thrift stores that are not necessarily beautiful and useful the way they are, but I can save time by cutting my pieces out of those quilts and turning those into the hoodies. And
which,
as far as the kids are concerned, I made them a quilted hoodie because I cut the pieces and I put all that together, just because I didn't go and start with bare fabric that I cut out and quilted and then turned into a hoodie. So again, now in other years, if I had the time,
start totally from scratch.
I would totally start from scratch. But that's one of those things. So like, as you're looking at these handmade gift ideas, a lot of the handmade gift ideas, if you start looking around online, you're maybe buying a mason jar and you're filling it with cookie mix or soup mix or, whatever thing. You're not necessarily like painstakingly making this thing that's taking you hours and hours to put into it. So know your limitations, know what time you have, know what you're capable of doing. And start there, so that you want to be successful. You don't want to set this like, oh, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to make everybody in the family a quilt for Christmas. That's not realistic, right? There's not enough time in the day to be able to do that for the family that we have. So set realistic goals so that you can actually reach those goals. And then you'll be really happy to be able to give those things.
Yeah. And we talked about doing things in batches, right? Doing things in bulk and then personalizing each one of those items, but also using your resources creatively, especially if you're someone who's kind of into homesteading. And so if you are, again, for us, it's easy to do baked goods, right? We bake constantly, and we have if you have eggs from your farm and you're already grinding your own wheat and all these other things, right? Then it makes sense for you to do baking on a large scale. If you're someone who raises sheep, or you have wool, access to some of those like natural fibers, then perhaps that's something you would incorporate into your project. You've got some really pretty old gnarled up maple trees on your property that fell down. Well, call me because I would love to get my hands on some. But so if you have access to pretty wood or good solid things like that, use what you have to, and then adventure and step out into what can I do with this, right? Just being creative with the things that you already have in your life. Again, as a cost saver, but the point is not that you're saving money. The point is that you're taking who you are and where you are, your life, and you're taking a piece of that and giving it to somebody else.
Yeah. So I have a story I want to wrap up with.
Okay.
One of my favorite handmade gifts that I've received. Years ago, one of those big family Christmases where we all got together with your family. The siblings, this is before a lot of us even had kids, but we would draw each other's names. And so the siblings and the spouses would draw names and we would get a gift for a person. So I'm not buying a gift for 27 people. I'm buying a gift for one person so that we can get them something nice. And your sister, Melinda, made me a really cute wooden sign. She was working with power tools. She had gotten into doing some things with woodworking.
She's a pretty handy chick.
She's really handy. So she like custom cut out this sign and hand painted it. And it was super special to me because at the time it was kind of when we were just starting everything and we were talking about.
I think you had just gotten chickens or something like that.
We had chickens. We were doing some things. Maybe I had bees. I don't even know.
Just barely.
I don't know what we had. I was making things from scratch. I was canning things. Like we had started down this road, and she made me this sign that was back when we were still dreaming of farm and homestead.
Before the lark life and before
all of it. And she made me this Crunchy Girl Farms sign, and it has moved with us from Mississippi to Texas to here. And it's been something super special, especially in seasons where there was very little farm happening, but we were still doing a lot of the more crunchy homesteady things. But that was one of those things like that was so personal just for me, and it didn't cost her a lot. It did take her time and energy, and she hand painted. I mean, there's cute little like yellow chickies hand painted on. I mean, it's super super cute. And I don't even know if she remembers that sign because again, that was like 15 plus years. It's been a long time since she gave me that sign. It's been a while back. But it's something that I still have. Unlike, all the things that I've been given that just came from a store that I can't even tell you all of the things that people have bought for me. But I can almost without a doubt tell you majority of the things that people have made for me. Because they were personal, because they came from their heart. They meant something to me and to that person. And that's really what we want to be able to give those kind of gifts to people. And we want to teach our kids how to be able to give gifts that way.
Well, and it's interesting you talk about the sign. That gift would have meant almost nothing to most people.
To anybody else. If she had given that to anybody else, they would have been like
some rando sign. Right? Like, for example, if it makes me think of like, we used to watch that show.
It made me remember another sign. So, Melinda, same sister, when they had to redo their whole house after the hurricane, their house got flooded during one of the big storms.
Yeah, they took 2 feet of water.
And they were out of their house for months and months, and they redid their house. And I remember they were getting ready to move back into their house. And it was at a time when all of the hand-painted signs were just coming in. Like, they were super popular, these farmhousey hand-painted signs. And I found, we had some scraps around the house, and we had paint. So I made her this little hand-painted sign, Home Sweet Home, and gave it to her as like a housewarming, moving in that first holiday that we were all together. And she still has that hanging up in her house. And again, it's one of those things like it's so much more than, I could have gone and bought her a Home Sweet Home sign, It probably wouldn't be hanging on her wall, probably. But when you make something and it comes with so much meaning, like home was super sweet for them when they moved in, because it has been a really long, hard road getting that house put back together. And so little things like that go a really, really long way.
And just a sidebar to that, it's not really about gift giving, but as we get into the holiday season, we talked about creating your own traditions and things. And what goes hand in hand with doing handmade gifts and things is just taking time to enjoy the season, right? Like our kids like to go and see Christmas lights, and we get outside and enjoy outside
and houses and all the
and all of the stuff that comes with the season besides gifts, right? The going and looking at Christmas decorations, or if you're somebody who likes to decorate, you know what? Decorate your brains out. Enjoy it, right? Enjoy the season, but incorporate your whole family into that. Make the kids help you decorate. Let, depending on your kids, right? For our kids, it's let. Mommy, I can put the tree up. And it's like, well, you're 6, so probably not. But okay, you can help with this. And just making the whole Christmas season about investment of time into other people. Make a phone call to somebody you haven't called or haven't talked to in a while, and plan to be able to spend an hour on the phone with them, right? Things like that, because that can be a gift for people too, especially if you have older family, older loved ones, people you haven't talked to in a long time. Man, 30 minutes of intentional time to just catch up with that person and tell them you appreciate them, and that says a lot to somebody, right? So just enjoy the small joys, right? We see Pinterest and everybody's got their house decorated to the nines and everything is perfect, and they're having this beer commercial level holiday party at their house, and all the hors d'oeuvres and all the champagne, and because all of us are mid 30 something dinks, right? But that's not life, right? At our house, Christmas looks a lot more like flour all over the counter, and the oven is going, and there's paper chains, and the Christmas tree is up, and there's some loose Christmas needles on the floor, and the dog is chewing on one of the ornaments that fell off the tree, and just embrace that. This is Christmas, right? And it smells like Christmas cookies in my house, and it's warm, and all my kids are here, and we're all together. And this year we have a fireplace, which makes it 10 times better. And so just lean into that, right? If you don't have a fireplace, put one on YouTube, and
that's what we've done for years.
We've done it for years. That's embarrassing. But when you live in South Texas, you don't want a fireplace.
That's the fireplace.
But again, lean into that side of it.
Yeah.
And spending time making memories, because again, 20 years from now, you won't remember anything that you got for Christmas, but you will remember making cookies with your kids. You will remember
the people.
That one time you saw that one thing at the Christmas lights. You will remember that one year that it was so cold and everybody's power went out and you had to sleep in the living room, right? All those things. Those are what will matter 20 years from now.
Yeah. And be generous with your time and your attention, and those things will last for a really long time. Way longer than anything you can buy at the store.
Yeah. So your homework for this week is to pick one gift idea, right? One concept, and run with it.
Yeah. And if you're needing help with some ideas, I have, again, there's several tutorials. A lot of the things that we sell in our online shop, I've made tutorials to teach you how to make it for yourself. So you can make it for yourself. You can order some if you want to try it for yourself. If you want to try the lip balm or the salve or something before you make it to give to other people, you can do that. We've got our Christmas, our favorite things, 12 Days of Christmas box.
Gift box. That's a fantastic thing. It is handmade. It's not by your hands, but they don't need to know that. They don't need to know that.
But it's a great way you can try out a lot of the things.
Yeah.
That's another one of those traditions, like
what we do.
Advent countdown things are something that's been a part of my family, and we've done it with our kids forever and ever. And they like to move the calendar one day closer every day,
move the
like
dollar,
to get a
open
little
the window,
prize
or
or
whatever
it is. So check that out. And again, a lot of the recipes and the tutorials and all of that's totally free. You can go check it out on the website.
And share your stories, right? Let us know
I'd
what your
love to hear
traditions
what
are.
you're making. Yeah.
What are you making, right? What do you
Yeah.
do for the people in your life that are special? What are the ways that you do handmade for them in a way that says, I love you?
Yeah.
And
in a year that's been hard financially for a lot of people, I know a lot of people are having a hard time right now. Christmas can be hard because
it can be discouraging.
There's not a lot of money to do all, and you see all of this flashy all around you. And again, if we can normalize it not being about all the flashy, but it being about the time and attention we put into things, and that we all can make and give something to someone that's special and meaningful to them, even if we don't have any dollars, we can still make a holiday special for our family, for the people that are close to us and that we love. Yeah. So just be looking for those people this year, and be looking for ways that you can be generous with them.
You want to talk about next week?
I don't know what next week is. What do we
well, then we won't talk about it. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. I do know what it is. I just don't know on the top of my head.
We're going to be making an ASMR video. No, I'm kidding. We're not. We're never going to make ASMR videos.
No.
ASMR.
No.
It reminds me of a funny story. So my 5-year-old, who's not good at not spilling things, had a little bucket of slime because someone hates us, and
gave it to him as a gift because they knew he loved it so much.
Like I said,
we didn't buy it.
They hate us, and so they gave him slime, and he promptly opened it on his bed and got it on his sheets. Well, if you've never dealt with slime, it's primarily Elmer's glue, and when you spill it on your sheets, all the moisture gets sucked out,
cotton,
and it turns into
crunchy
titanium.
Yeah,
and so he had this permanent crusty spot on his sheets that does not come out no matter what you do. So one day he's in the bedroom and his sister is there with him, and he says, "Hey, sister, look, look, look." And he starts scratching his nails across the crusty plastic on his bed. And he says, "Look, look, asthma, my crusty sheets." And he's scratching his fingernails. And
this is what we live with.
I died laughing. And of course he learned ASMR, or asthma, as he says, from his sisters. But anyway, I thought it was funny. So
spend time with the people you love.
Spend time with the people you love. You get funny memories like that are only funny to you and no one else at all.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Thank you guys so much for taking time to be with us today, and we look forward to talking to you next time.
Subscribe now to Handmade Happiness so you never miss an episode, and let's find the joy in making one handmade moment at a time.